welcome to Third Shot Podcast. We've got another great episode in store for you all, so stay tuned and get your drinks ready so you can drink along with us as well. If you haven't already done so, as we always ask, please head to our social media pages, Instagram and Facebook at Third Shot Podcast, or you can find us at X at Third Shot Pod. You can find us on our website to catch up on all of our previous episodes, thirdshotpodcast.com. We're missing Russ today, but I've got Uncle Greg here and we're ready to kick this off.
Yeah, cheers, Richie.
Cheers.
When Russ doesn't come, should I hit 2 shots?
Yes, at the
Should I do
same
1 for
time.
him? Right, yeah. That would
What are
be
you
interesting.
drinking today?
I got my soju going today.
Ooh,
Yeah, I got this one.
peach or
Mhm.
mango?
It's peach. It's
Oh,
actually I'm
peach.
no, you're right. It's actually apple mango. This is a new
Ooh,
flavor that I've never tried before, and thumbs up.
verdict is good.
I'm loving it, yeah.
Still trying to get that sponsorship, huh?
There's gotta be a Korean, pickleball paddle company or shirt company that wants to sponsor us, and I will promise to drink, soju each and every episode.
Yes, you heard that.
Or this company right here, Soon they need to sponsor us. It's gonna
Soon
be
Hari.
Soon It's gonna be the craze on all pickleball courts. And you know what? I found that I can fit 4 bottles of this in my bag, and that has the cooler built in. 4
Yes.
bottles fits easily with some ice packs, and, I've done that already, and
That's perfect because you got your partner and then your opponents. Y'all can crack one after a match.
absolutely. Luckily, I did not drink all 4 bottles myself because it would have been, yeah, pretty messy up there on the courts.
Yeah, that sneaks up on you, doesn't it?
I wonder, have you ever tried to play pickleball, like, a little bit, not drunk, but, just a little buzz going? Have you tried that before?
I haven't, but I think I've mentioned before on the podcast that alcohol and I just, I have an aversion to it. My stomach just hates it. So I don't really drink. And I'm not very functional, even if I do have a small drink. So I've never really tried to play any sports after consuming alcohol.
Because, at the club that I play at, when I play in the evenings, like, usually sometimes we start around 6 o'clock or so, the group of us, and I will notice that, people will show up. It's after happy hour, so I'm guessing, I can smell a little something on the breath, and I'm going, "Okay, they probably started a little earlier, and they're playing after having a few drinks." And I've
Well,
never personally done it. I joke about it, right? I joke, "Oh, yeah, I drink all this soju." It's always after the match. I'd never do it before, but I don't know if I could do it. Like, I'm trying to concentrate so hard while I'm playing
right.
that maybe the alcohol will make me a little looser, and I don't know. I have no
That's
idea how I should try it just as an experiment, so I could
Yeah,
talk about
next
it
time
next
you're
time.
in Vegas.
Oh, are we gonna do it together?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
should experiment.
No, you know what? I don't want you to get sick, so I will do it, and then you can be my designated driver.
I'll have a tiny sip and you can have the rest.
You not don't Yeah, you could have a little sip, but you can be my designated driver and my designated server, my
There
designated
you go.
slammer. You can
I just imagine up at the net going
right,
for an overhead and whipping.
just getting body bagged over and over again. My reflexes are, like, so slow at that point. I'm like, "Oh, that was a good one. Nice shot." And I got black
Well,
eye because the ball just nailed me.
yeah, maybe this is not a good idea.
Yeah. I wanna try though. I wanna try this. This is a good experiment for us. So, which gets me thinking, right? We've talked about this. Chicken and Pickle is opening up in Vegas.
It
They
is.
obviously have a lot of alcohol there. They got pickleball, they got food. So, what do you think happens at these I've never been to a Chicken and Pickle. I have been to Craneway,
Mm.
here in Richmond, and Craneway has a bar, they have the food, they have the whole bit, but I've only gone during the day. I haven't gone at night, after their happy hour. They have fantastic happy hours, right? I have not done the happy hour, so I wonder if play gets a little loose.
I would be interested in watching a match where, shots or drinks or something were taken beforehand. I feel like it would just be such a fun recreational game. I don't know the quality of play that you're going to see after, but I think it'll definitely be entertaining. I haven't ever been to a chicken and pickle either, but I do have an update on the Las Vegas location.
Okay, what's up?
So it was by chance that they were tabling at the student union at UNLV. And my friend and I, we were walking through, and he was like, "Hey, it's chicken and pickle." I was like, "Oh!" So we beeline it over to the table. They were passing out lanyards and pens, which I snagged up one for you. But they were there to kind of recruit because they're opening very soon. I believe they said their opening date is going to be in late November. So
Late
that week
November,
before
okay.
Thanksgiving.
The week before Thanksgiving?
Yep.
Oh, so if I come down and we do Thanksgiving together, I just gotta come a week earlier, and then we could check out the Chicken and Pickle grand opening,
Yes. That would be an amazing Thanksgiving. And my birthday's near Thanksgiving, so we can
right?
kind of turn it into a birthday party. But I
Ooh,
cannot
should we do
wait.
your birthday party at Chicken and Pickle?
I think so.
Did you talk to them about, like, doing some type of an event there or a little
I
grand opening interview with them?
I did put my foot in the door for that. I introduced us. I let her know that we had a podcast and that we were super excited for their location to be opening. And I did grab a card, and she said, contact us and maybe we can get something in the books for their opening. So um, hopefully we can represent Third Shot at the Chicken and Pickle opening.
Let's do it. Let's do it. I got some new equipment also that I wanna try out. So it's for us
Oh,
to do, these remote events. So got
cool.
the tripod, the selfie stick. I got some new microphones that we can walk around and kinda show the whole venue. So I think it'd be perfect to try this out at the Chicken and Pickle opening.
That would be awesome. And, I think that we can level up our podcast a little bit by doing these events from outside of our home studios.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be fun. I think, and then we could interview people on the court, and then, to the point that we're making, can people play and drink at the same time? We will show this. And everybody can all of our viewers on YouTube can actually chime in and say, "Oh, yeah. Yeah, they're much better or much worse with alcohol in their system." And
Yes.
by the way, we always love the feedback. So if people are listening and watching right now and have played pickleball maybe after a few drinks, I would love to hear how you think you played or how other people said you played. I would love to get that feedback.
That's so funny that you say that, because my vice is food, and you know how we do out here. And I was playing one time at Sunset Park, and this guy was like, "I'm gonna have to take it slow because I just came back from all you can eat sushi." Like he literally drove from finishing all you can eat sushi to the pickleball courts, and he was like, "I cannot move right now."
Well, we do the opposite, right? We play and then we go to all you can eat sushi right after.
I think that's a better schedule to
I
play
think so too.
first and then go eat.
Because after you and I do all you can eat sushi, I know how my body is feeling, and, like, there's no way I'm running after a lob, right?
No
There
way. I'm knocked out after that.
it might take me 4 shots to make it to the kitchen, right? I mean, I'm gonna slowly, like, 1 step at a time, hit a shot, then move step
Mosey
in, hit
over.
another shot. Yeah, I'm gonna be in that transition area for probably at least 3 shots before I finally make it to the kitchen after all you can eat sushi. Or all you can eat Korean barbecue, speaking of the soju.
Yes. Yeah, and then you can have the soju.
Yes. And the best places in Vegas, and only in Vegas do I see these, are the ones that you can do all you can eat sushi, Korean barbecue, Korean hot pot, right? They're all in one place.
Yeah, there's a couple of those.
right? And I mean, like, it's the best of every world. You can go to every Asian country in one all-you-can-eat restaurant. It's amazing.
Yeah, and our Chinatown too, with all of the restaurants down there. Like, if you can't get it all in one restaurant, you could probably get it all in one like strip mall area.
Yeah. That one strip mall that the parking is just absolutely crazy. Does have everything, though.
Yes, it does. Yeah. The one with Somi, the Shanghai Plaza.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, it does.
And then you just go next door and you can get a nice massage, right? So, I mean, it's got everything you need right there.
A nice massage and maybe a little more.
And maybe, I'm guessing just by the outside, kinda maybe looks like you get a little bit more. As they say, more bang for your buck,
As they say.
as they say. Well, I
I
have
did
to.
wanna ask you though, to give a little update on your back. How's it going? Are you
Oh,
healed? You're ready to go full speed?
it closed. The
On its
hole in my
own?
back actually closed up, and it is skin on skin now. There's no hole anymore.
Whoa. I
Yes.
feel like that's fast.
It okay, so my doctor said it was gonna be about 3 weeks from the time that I had the surgery to when it
Mhm.
actually was gonna close by itself, and I was looking at the hole, right? I take pictures, of it, kind of the stages, and I would say 2 days before it healed up, it was still the size of, let's say, your thumb, right? The hole was the size of, like, your thumbprint, right?
Yeah.
So it was a decent opening still. And then 2 days later, I said, "It feels different to me," because I can't really see it. It's on my back, right? I can try to
Yeah.
hold the mirror up. It just feels different to me. So I went to your auntie, my wife, and I said, "Hey, take a look at it. It feels different." She goes, "It's closed."
What the
So,
heck? You super healed in 2 days.
yeah, it was weird that it just happened. So I go back in another couple of weeks to to have it looked at, and then from that exam, they're going to schedule going back in and removing the rest of what's still in there. And you can still feel a little bit, but the lump is gone. But you can still feel a little something under the skin.
Well, I'm glad it's feeling much better and you're healed up. I just, when you explain what happened, I envisioned those superhero movies where they get like a gash in their arm and you just see it like self healing in front of your eyes. I thought
Yeah,
that was your back.
it's something like that happened to me. I might be
That's crazy.
superhero. I might be, 10% superhero.
Superman or something.
Yeah, that's why it took me 3 weeks to heal and not just instantly like in the movies. I'm only 10%. So, yeah,
Well, good.
it is gonna be still a process because they have to go back in and remove the rest of it. So I have a feeling there's just gonna be another opening and I'm gonna have to, let that heal for 3 weeks. Hopefully, it's gonna be less. Maybe it'll be a smaller opening to get the rest out because there's not as much in there anymore.
Yeah, and maybe like less deep too. So quicker recovery this time.
But here's what I'm really happy about. The shirt that I'm wearing, the shirt that you're wearing
Yes, we love these.
are from L Cube Lifestyle. We have the owners, Karin and Eric, coming on here in a second, and these shirts are so comfortable. So, with my little gouge, with my hole, whatever, it's not gonna irritate it with these shirts on. I mean, they are the best, and we're gonna learn a little bit more from Karen and Eric here in a second. And while we bring them on, thank you again for, subscribing. And all the subscribers, and I see that our subscription numbers going up. It's really, really cool because you'll never miss an episode of Third Shot, right? You'll just get every feed and you can just go on it anytime you want, taking a long drive, go into the pickleball courts, you want to get into the mood, listen to the show, get you excited about pickleball. So thank you for all the subscriptions. Keep them up, keep them growing. And we might do something with chicken and pickle about a lucky subscriber might get one chicken wing next time they go to a chicken and pickle. We'll have to figure something out when we go and do their grand opening. So that's exciting. Stay tuned and we will keep you updated. So let's bring in Karen and Eric. Karen, Eric, welcome to Third Shot Podcast.
Thank you. Thank you for having us.
Good evening from the East Coast.
Right?
Thank you for joining us. I know we've been talking for quite some time now, so we're super excited to have you on the show and to hear more about your company. But before we jump into L Cubed, we're going to do a little toast to Karin and Eric and L Cubed.
Gladly.
L
Very
Cube
good.
lifestyle all the way.
Cheers.
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 Woo. Okay, I'm ready for the
Now we're
podcast.
ready, right? So tell us, you two, how did you two meet? What's the relationship, and how did you start your company?
I think we have similar versions, but I'd like to hear Karen's version.
I took up tennis at 41. And after my first set of lessons, I said to my instructor, how do I get better? And she said, Karin, you just started. And I said, right. And I'm not going to stay at this level. So what do I need to do to get better? And she said, well, you need to play 3 times a week. And then she said, you need to play on a tennis team. And I was thinking to myself, I can't play on a tennis team. I don't even know how to play tennis. And so she told one of the coaches that then called me. And then Eric became part of that coaching group. And I recognized Eric's brilliance immediately and stuck with him for many, many years because Eric is he's a brilliant tennis coach. And just through that original connection, and then we just became closer and closer friends and talked a million times on the phone and had a million podcasts that have never been recorded that everyone should have listened to because we solved all the problems in the world. And then, yeah, that's how we met. And then obviously it pursued into this business we're running.
Can you imagine if you recorded all the conversations the two of you ever had? How entertaining that would be for everybody? That would just be
Greg,
amazing.
we've come up with different names, like, our 2 cents. If the world would just listen, we would solve their problems. Like we've come up with.
The world would be a better place.
Yeah, I mean, we've covered so many topics and continents, but I would also like to add, Karin is the ideal student. We were at the country's largest indoor facility in Chicago, and she progressed from the 4.0 to the 4.5 to the Open. But as good of a tennis coach that she claims I am, I can say the same about her dentistry and Karin as a dentist. I quickly had most of the teaching staff at Midtown going to her for their dental needs because Karin is an outstanding dentist.
Thank you. Yeah.
That's nice. I mean, that mutual respect that the two of you have. So, Eric, I have to ask you, obviously, you have a long tennis background and you can get into
Sure.
that, but how did that transition into pickleball?
Well, it's funny you ask. I've been giving this answer more and more lately, but actually, Karin and Joe were there the first time I heard of pickleball
Joe is my
and
husband.
heard pickleball being played. I was invited to be a coach in the northern woods of Wisconsin at a very private tennis camp. And I had been there before and I was asked back and I was like, Karin and Joe, you guys have to come to this camp. It's awesome. It's in the woods, very private. And during that camp, we did things like we had private chefs cooking for us. We went to a private island, like very bougie. And on the tennis court, we were trying to create cardio tennis with music and our own vibe. And we're in the northern woods for sure. There's nobody going to bother us. Maybe a bear, but no people around. And like out of some movie, there were a bunch of people playing this sport. This is like 2014, 2013, 2015, somewhere in there. And there was this awful sound. It was a weird paddle. It was a ball that I think I played when I was doing T-ball before I got into like where the players pitched. And I just thought it was irritating. I'm like, what is that? And then the first time I heard the word pickleball was there.
And of course, we thought they were like only the old people played, and like we were too cool to do that because that's just a goofy thing over there.
Yeah, we thought they were
just
filming.
aren't good enough to play tennis. They're just playing. whatever that pickleball is.
That's so dumb. Every negative, like we thought they were filming this Cocoon movie where there were a bunch of old people coming out, weren't good enough for tennis, just wanted to play this whatever pickleball sport. And then it's funny because Karin and Joe were actually there, and now we all play.
Oh yeah.
So, to the point where I did play in the U.S. Open, in the 50s plus 5-0s. I played in my first professional senior pro in Atlanta. I've taught a little bit, and if I'm on the tennis court, the pickleball court, the padel court, and I'm burning calories, I'm super happy. And then socially, for me, pickleball's been a godsend with relocating to Florida, where I'm a little bit closer to my dad. The number one social outlet for me, above tennis, above the beach, above anything else, the gym, has been pickleball. It's really been a wonderful find.
That's such a funny story. I love that it's transformed your opinions on the game. Was it at the camp itself where you two realized, like, hey, maybe we should actually try this? Or was it
Oh,
after
God,
the
no.
camp that you
Way
decided?
after. Way
No,
after.
we just thought it was
So
irritating.
my sister was
Way
playing
after, years
pickleball.
after.
My sister was playing pickleball, and my sister's, I mean, I love my sister, but she's not the most athletic person in the world. And I had been playing tennis, and I was like, if that's a game for her, it's not a game for me. And so I just kind of I shoved it aside. And then I have a friend in my town that is a very good athlete. And she was like, Karin, you've got to take up pickleball. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think that's for me. And she's like, no, you have to take it up. And so I was like, the time I had a little tennis elbow, I was like, I don't need another, racket sport. And then, but she kind of, because she's a great athlete, I was like, so I went to Arizona. I winter in Arizona. I was in Arizona, and I said to one of my friends, hey, teach me how to play pickleball. We went to Target. We bought $20 paddles. And my friends taught me that day. And I went home and I said to my husband, I'm like, I got to teach you how to play pickleball. It's a blast. And then we went out with our $20 paddles for a long time. And, you rack up and people would go, who are these paddles? And we of course had no idea what the difference was at the moment. We were just happy to hit the ball. Right. So obviously we've moved on since then. But yeah, I mean, day one, I was like, we're in.
So who started playing pickleball first, Karin or Eric?
I don't know, Eric.
I think a friend of mine in Orlando that I grew up playing tennis with, I was invited to a place called Clear One in Orlando, indoor badminton, pickleball. And I can just remember being corrected and people saying, well, you're obviously a tennis player. Tennis players, when they come to pickleball, hit very linear like we do in tennis. And, pickleball is about getting it up and down. As a tennis coach, I want to put coffee cups on the top of shoes and have people think about dropping the ball into the coffee cup. You go over and down, right? Tennis, you hit through. And so it was very obvious I was coming from the tennis court, but immediately I was like, uh-oh, here's that feeling I had like the first time I played tennis, where I knew I would be spending some more time on the court. And then Pictona, I relocated to Daytona Beach, and I'm lucky there's a $15 million complex called Pictona that's within walking distance. And again, socially, it's been a huge find. My acute tennis background, probably if I have a specialty, is in something called cardio tennis. Together with my former boss, we built the largest program in the world. So acutely aware of heart rate monitors, people burning calories, people having fun, being social. That was the magic sauce with cardio tennis. And I can tell you, pickleball or tennis, I'm burning the same amount of calories. I mean, there are many times on pickleball from 2 hours, I say to my friend Adam or Paul or Karin, I'm like, I burned 2,200 calories. 3,500 calories is a pound. So it's I can vouch for pickleball being every bit the workout that tennis is. So yeah.
So Karen, I gotta ask you because that workout thing, because this is always fascinating to me. Because people that play singles in pickleball versus doubles say singles is burning, what, 3 times as many calories as doubles, right? The same amount of time. When you're playing, do you find that because you're an avid tennis player as well, do you find that you're getting the same type of workout playing pickleball as tennis? And are you playing more doubles, singles? What's your thing now when you get out there and play?
So I played doubles tennis, and I also played doubles pickleball. And I will tell you that I'd say that pickleball takes it out on my body more because it's that quick start and stop all the time. Where tennis, you can kind of, I mean, Eric would be ashamed of me by saying it, but you can kind of saunter to the ball because you can see it coming from a long way. And yeah, you don't have to do that very quick start and stop. And so, yeah, I'm much more tired after I play pickleball than if I play tennis. Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Pickleball is definitely a workout. It's great for your fitness. It's also got that social aspect to it that's helped Eric out so much. But the two of you took it to the next level even and made it a lifestyle company. Tell us at what point and who brought it to whose attention that maybe this was an avenue that you two would like to explore.
Well,
I have my rendition.
Eric is a super hard worker. If he's passionate, he's all in, as his tennis career indicates, as his pickleball career indicates, but also outside of other job opportunities that he's had. And as friends, I've heard all the stories and all the trials and tribulations. And I have been saying to him for years, you need to come up with a business plan, go out on your own, present it to my husband and figure something out. And he kind of just really didn't do it, really never took me seriously, I guess. And one day, my husband came up to me and he said, Eric was kind of in between looking for another job, and I didn't really see a good fit for him, in my opinion. And my husband came up to me and he said, Karen, Eric is the kind of guy that everybody wants to have work for them, for him, for them. And I said, right. So I've been telling Eric that for years. And I said, you call him this time. And so my husband called him. They had a conversation. And the next day, Eric and I got on the phone and had another podcast that wasn't recorded and came up with some of our great what we're passionate about, which is learning, laughter, and longevity. And we talk about these things endlessly. And we said, let's build a company around these concepts. And because we can take it in all kinds of directions, right? So we presented it to my husband and he said, I like the multifaceted of it. And now what do we do? And I said, well, Eric was in this business before, and we all loved the shirts in business before. That business had gone under. The owners really didn't handle it well, in our opinion. And
Mm-hmm.
so I said, we all loved those shirts. Eric has traction on it. Let's start with these shirts. And that's really my rendition of the story. How about you, Eric?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I will add in there, I was biking to let some dogs out for some friends that I've taught tennis to for years. They're like extended family. Their daughter was having twins, and they're like, hey, can you bike up to the house and let the dogs out? And Karen's like, Joe's calling you. Joe's calling you. I'm like, Karen, I'm biking. And while I know Karen really well, I don't really hang out on the phone with Joe. And so I got to the destination, the dogs are let out, and I called Joe real quickly, and he's like, I don't want you to sign with XYZ. We want to, give you this opportunity. And Karen had kind of warmed me up. And my only caveat was, it's still a long shot to get a company, to launch a company and be an entrepreneur. And my only hesitation when I asked my first Ripple friends was, if it doesn't work, I don't want it to impact our friendship. You're a lifetime friend. We can go into business. We can give it a college try. I always say it's not going to be for lack of effort. But my only hesitation with such an offer, that anybody who wants to launch their own company, it's a dream offer. It happens to be coming from one of my very best friends and her husband. My only sense of being reticent or being cautious, I just didn't want it to ruin the friendship if it didn't go. That
Yeah.
was the only caveat.
No, that totally makes sense. You know, I've never asked Bridgie this question. Bridgie, were you ever worried that it was gonna hurt our relationship as family members, you know, kinda
Mm.
going into business together and doing a podcast and everything that, you know, we kinda got our hands into right now through this, Third Shot thing? Did you ever worry that, "Oh my gosh, I hope it doesn't hurt our relationship?"
Not enough to make me say no, but it did cross my mind, not to ruin our relationship, but I have always looked up to you, and you have always been somebody who's been in my corner and has done great things with your own business as well as your own podcast. So when you brought this opportunity to me, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't want to let you down. Like, what if I'm bad at this? Because I don't have any experience doing this. So I just didn't want to let you down. I didn't think it would ruin our relationship.
Yeah. Well, that's so sweet that you there's no way you could ever disappoint me. So, and I'm
Aw.
guessing, Karen, that's probably how you would feel about Eric, right? You know, he's just
Well,
too good of a guy that he would
yeah,
never
yeah.
disappoint you.
You know, as I told Eric, because there were some people who said, maybe this isn't a good idea to him, and I said, look, I said, starting a business, they don't all make it, right? We all know that, like that's a thing, right?
Mm.
And I said, if you take our money and go to Tahiti, that's going to be a problem.
Right.
But if
Well,
you work hard and the business doesn't make it, or we have to pivot or whatever, then that's just part of doing business. I mean, we're business people. I own my own dental practice. My husband owned his own consulting practice. We understand business. We in a different way, but we know that all businesses are not successful. But we hope that we knew that Eric has the passion. If he's passionate about something, he's all in and he'll try his very best. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to go. There's a lot of people who are passionate about what they want to do, but we knew that Eric was our man. Yeah, we,
but
we didn't we didn't have a problem with that.
that is humbling and flattering, and what I've been chomping at the bit to say. I know a lot of friends would probably not be shocked, but we're doing podcasts, we're doing YouTubes, we are doing Instagram lives, we're making, under the longevity component, we're making 3-ingredient toothpaste tonight on Instagram Live, and we're making 4-ingredient sunscreen to kind of share with our community, like that longevity component. And I would actually say, as we're encroaching on the first year, that actually going into business has brought us closer. I mean, we already did our imaginary podcasts almost 3-4 times a week, if not daily. And this process has just brought us closer, actually.
Oh, we love to hear that. And we're super happy to have you here to represent that as well. You had mentioned that you're doing some other podcasts and some videos to represent longevity, and you mentioned laughter and learning. Can you share with our audience a little bit more on those values and kind of what the brand represents overall? Because it's not just a pickleball t shirt company. Y'all are doing so much more than just that. So if you could share with everyone what that is.
Go ahead, Eric.
Karin, do you want to go?
No, go ahead.
Yeah. So when we conceptualized this company, we kind of wanted to have those 3 pillars of laugh, learn, and longevity. And we didn't want to sequester ourselves into one market. Karin kept saying, no, 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 we want to keep the door open. So we want to be a lifestyle brand, which we've had some sales in pickleball and tennis. We want to penetrate the market for paddleboarding. Maybe it's a base layer for skiing. Lifeguards, running events, 10K events. It could be anything outdoor. It can be vacation wear. So
Company
we
shirt.
are adding hats and hoodies. Yeah, it can be a team building shirt. So it's a lifestyle company. We're trying to build a look where every component of that look would be unique. We find the feel of the shirts and the 100% polyamide that we're all wearing. It's not only effective to keep you out of the sun or moisture wicking or quick drying or abrasion resistant, all those wonderful things. But the first time you put on our shirt, the feedback that we get is that it feels like liquid silk. So now we have to try to capture that magic when we add on a hat or a hoodie or shorts or skirt. So we are trying to be a lifestyle brand. We are not just a t-shirt company, and we're not just for pickleball or any one market. Anybody can use our shirts from 8 to 108, right?
And
So
we want to be conscious about it, right? We want to, that's why we want to think about learning and longevity and laughter, because I play tennis with some older men in Arizona, and I told one of the older men, he's probably maybe 80, 85, and I told him what our shirt stood for, and I said, those are good pillars, right? And he said, they're the only pillars at our age. They're the only pillars, right?
Oh.
Like that was a really good compliment, because
Yeah.
but you have to have a business, you have to have something to sell, right? So right now we have shirts, but I don't know, maybe in the future we have something else. We don't want to limit ourselves, but we also, in this whole process, keep wanting to bring in that laughter and longevity and learning. And I think of being a lifetime learner is like a huge thing. Huge. Yeah.
Yeah, I have to agree with everybody else's first reaction when you put your shirts on. It just feels so good on your skin. Earlier, I had a surgery recently where on my back, and I had a cyst removed, and I had an open wound, on my back for a long time, and this shirt that you guys have made does not irritate it. It's
Nice.
so soft, it's like skin. It's like, when you're putting it on, it is so soft, it does not irritate the wound that I had. And I know a lot of research, or a lot of, exploration went to what material you wanted to use. So how did you land up finding this material and deciding to use it? Because it's not only does it feel good, but it's also, protects your skin from the sun as well too, which is why it makes so much sense to be an outdoor, all the outdoor sports.
That's a you question, Eric.
So I had worked for a company before previously that sold 100% polyamide shirts, and they were manufactured in Brazil. So when I was given this wonderful opportunity by Joe and Karin, I literally via email, WhatsApp, phone call, everything but visiting them geographically, went to 110 plus manufacturers trying to find the magic sauce. And I
All over the world.
remember Karin and Joe were putting a closet together at their place in Scottsdale. And I went to the post office in Daytona, and I was like, Karin, this is the one. This is the fabric. Because we would get samples from these places, or we would come to a stalemate where they wanted us to pay for samples and the shipping. And we're like, no, if you really believe in your product, you should send it to us. So we found 4 out of 110. We found 4 manufacturers in Brazil. We crunched the numbers and we agreed that we would go with 2. And now we're really satisfied with 1. It turns out we went to manufacturers in Turkey, Thailand, Vietnam, Australia, all over the planet. But it turns out that just like the previous company, Brazil seems to be a hot spot and a very knowledgeable location for polyamide, together with the pricing. And that's kind of how we did it. But it was a process, and it was many calls with Karin, Zoom calls, getting samples. She got samples where we look at each other, we're like, whoa, that's not, are we ever going to find the needle in the haystack? And then we did find the very polyamide that I fell in love with the last time I sold for another company. So that's kind of why we started there.
Well, 110, that is quite the large number of research companies that you had to go through. I can't even imagine how long that process took. So give us a little update on L Cubed, where you're at, where people can maybe order shirts, or if there's a website that they can go to take a look at them. Where can they find y'all?
Well, our
Yeah,
website
that's an
is
easy one. We
our website is lcubedlifestyle.com. I am not a social media guru, so Eric would have to tell you all those things.
It's simply at L Cube Lifestyle. And as Karin said, the website is lcubedlifestyle.com. We have to make sure we put the ED behind the cube when you spell it out. And we feel, with the racket sport background that we have, there's been reports in tennis, and now they're coming out in pickleball as well, that racket sport players tend to live 9 to 12 years longer than non-racket sport participants. That's well researched. There's a lot of science behind it. It has to do, of course, with the physical fitness part, the cardio, the social. But racket sports cause us to use a part of our cerebral cortex where we have to solve problems. And it's kind of like learning another language. It scratches the brain in a way that keeps us alive longer. So we feel, with the UV factor, the lightweight, the abrasion resistant, the moisture wicking, quick drying, and then the UV aspect, that our shirts align great for pickleball and racket sports like tennis and padel as well. So that's why we wanted to connect with you. We feel, I've played tournaments in it, in both indoor and outdoor, and it is my go-to shirt. It is the shirt that I play life in.
Well, there's a couple things that come to mind with what you just said. The longevity part of what you do. I think pickleball specifically has more laughter than any other sport that I played. You laugh more, and I know that laughter will help you live longer as well too. So I love the fact that you have a laugh, learn, and longevity in your tagline, and I think it's perfect. And as far as playing tournaments, the breathability of this material is amazing. Like, Bridgie and I have played a lot of sports, and we have tons of different sports shirts that we've worn over the years. Your shirt breathes better than any shirt that I've ever worn playing sport before.
Thank you.
Yeah, and
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Karin.
No, go ahead, Bridgie.
oh, I was just gonna add to what Uncle was saying was I have so many dry fit shirts and I love them because they are comfortable and they're lightweight for sports, but this takes it to the next level of the breathability piece to it, where it feels like my skin has air still touching it, where sometimes when you're sweating in a dry fit, it just kind of like keeps the heat in, where this releases it. And the fact that I'm out in Las Vegas and we have so many sunny days out here, I can wear this in the summer in the heat and still be okay. And it's also protecting my skin. So it's just a win-win with the feel as well as the protection that you get from it. So everybody who's listening, I strongly encourage them to go get one of these. And I need to buy like how many more? 6 more of these things so I can have one for every day of the week to wear.
Well,
there you go. We know people that might help.
Yeah.
I was just going through my husband's shirt drawer the other day, and I do his laundry, I put his laundry away, I fold his shirt. I've gone through his shirts thousands of times, and when I was going through them, I was like, wow, like you don't even realize really what a cheap fabric polyester is, because you're used to it, right? And then compared to these shirts, I was like, wow, that really. It really is. It's a different shirt. I mean, I know I'm the owner, but I mean, it's a really different shirt.
It is. It really is. And, what Bridgie was joking, she needs one for every day of the week. The nice thing is you have an assortment of colors, short sleeve, long sleeve. So it's easy for her to find one for every day of the week.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. There's lots.
We like to remind people, Greg, too. We have a couple different ways that we sell. One is direct to consumer off the website. And when we bought our initial allotment of shirts, you get 8 colors. So those are for all of our direct to consumer. If you want to go to our website, you buy 1 to 10, and they come just as they are with our logo, with our Laugh, Learn, and Longevity. But we do also offer co-branding, as I alluded to, for pro shops, tournaments, team building, events, races, where we can have both brands, and we simply receive the logo in a PDF or a vector file or a PNG file. We show our customers a free digital mock-up within 72 hours, and we can co-brand, which is great for all the reasons that I just said: races, tournaments, events. So direct to consumer, but also to the business side as well, where we offer co-branding. And I think sometimes people forget that.
Well,
And
you
I
can see
want
it
to,
on their shirts, right?
yeah, and I wanted to add, Amanda, who does our marketing for us, she was working directly with you on the co-branding, and she wanted me to share with both of you how easy you made the process. You were able to put the logo on the chest, put it on the back. You have versatility in colors and placement. You can put it on the sleeve. You have so many different options, and you're just so flexible and easy to work with. So for all the people that are looking at doing something for their company or an event, I highly encourage them to reach out to Eric and Karen, because they make the process super easy, and I guarantee you're going to be happy with the product.
Thank you.
I would like to say something to that. There's hopefully from the business side with Karen and Joe, and then from the playing side and the coaching side, there's a lot of thought, care, and concern. There's also a lot of laugh, learn, and longevity into the concept of our brand. So it isn't just 3 people diving into a market we know nothing about. We live the brand, right? It is the brand that we play our lives in. And then the part that I wanted to make sure I mentioned when it comes to co-branding, we do have the colors on the website, but when it comes to co-branding, there's double the options for colors when it comes to co-branding. So you see direct to consumer on the website, there's like 8, but if you wanted to do a team event or a tournament, there's a whole host of other colors when it comes to co-branding.
So many options for everybody out there. And we can't stress enough how wonderful these shirts are.
So again, please plug your company and plug the website, plug the shirts one last time for all of our listeners.
Eric?
Karen, you go first.
lcubelifestyle.com.
And then on our social media, we're simply at L-Cubed Lifestyle. I'm also, to your point, Greg, I would like to think there are a lot of competitive athleisure lifestyle brands. With the feedback that you gave, we would like to think my personal phone number, my company phone number, is on everything: business cards, the website. We deliver sometimes in person for larger events. We do try to personalize the customer service. So on top of just our website and our social media, I would like people to know that we want the opportunity to show you a fantastic experience when it comes to customer service.
But your question is, we have Instagram, right? At L-Cubed Lifestyle. And we have Facebook, right, Eric?
Yep, same, at L-Cubed Lifestyle.
And
the website is lcubelifestyle.com.
Okay.
And go
And
there.
on all of those social media, all of my email, the contact information, phone number, we are very accessible.
Well, on that note, let's take our third shot of the evening.
You guys are fun to hang out with, even virtually.
Right? Let's celebrate everything that you're doing. Let's laugh, learn, longevity. Let's do it all together. Cheers, guys.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Thank you again for coming on. It's been a blast.
Thank you for having us. We loved it. Appreciate it.
Thank you, guys.
And have a fun time on the pickleball courts, right?
Yes,
We
thank
will.
you.
And we're going to be styling in
Right.
these shirts. So I can't wait to show them off to more people. And for everybody listening and watching, thank you so much for joining us on Third Shot Podcast. We really do appreciate all the support that you provided us. We promise to continue to have amazing guests like Karin and Eric at L Cube Lifestyle for future episodes. Again, check out their website, look at their shirts. I think you're going to be very happy, and keep an eye out for future products that will be coming out very soon. I know it's going to be amazing, just as like their shirts are. So thank you again for supporting us. We will continue to share our journey, and let's continue to grow this amazing pickleball community together. See you next time on Third Shot Podcast.